Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Clayburn, and this time welcome to the Bat Cave, I guess. So in the summertime my cabin is sort of the beehive, and in the wintertime it becomes the Bat Cave. So I want to show you what I got new from Spirit Halloween. Now, hopefully you like Spirit Halloween as much as I do. I just love going in that store, and my husband and I have been making an annual trek there for probably about the last 8 years. Now, we don't still have all of our stuff because when we moved down here we didn't have anywhere to store that the critters wouldn't get a hold of out in our storage shed, and we didn't want to pay for storage rental. We would rather see somebody actually enjoy those items, and so we did ship them all down to our littles grandkids, and they got to enjoy those. So we've slowly been building up our little collection again, and I want to show you what I got this year. So this year, let me back up a little bit. So on the ends of my gutters, y'all know I keep bees out there, and I kind of call this like my little beehive in the summertime, and everything's done in bees. Everything's sort of a yellow color, and it's bright and cheery and all of that. Well, in the winter, in the fall, I start to darken it down a little bit, kind of make it into my little cave, if you will, and I kind of change out my bees for bats. So I have like rubber bats now hanging at the ends of my gutters outside. Well, this year when we went to Spirit Halloween, I was specifically looking for a bat for inside my cabin. So a lot of you who have been with me remember that the first day that I got the cabin, I accidentally left the door open, and this cabin sits literally in the middle of the woods, and we do have lots of, well, we live in the cave state, so we have lots and lots of bats, and we have a colony of bats very close to here. And I left the door open, and one of those bats, I guess, thought he had discovered a new cavern. And so he came in, and then I shut the door, and then he ended up spending the night in my loft. So the next morning when I came out to turn on the coffee pot, which all we had in here at the time was a coffee pot and the electricity, I ended up having coffee with a bat. So remember, I ordered, let me show you. I ordered this spoon. I wish I could remember the name of the artist. It's a really cool spoon. It's very awesome. I love this spoon. I still use it all the time, and have stir my coffee, my creamer into my coffee with this spoon. And I'm always reminded of the morning that I had coffee with that bat. So actually, in reality, the real bat came from the loft on that side of the room, flew across the room, like right past my face a couple times. It took me and the cat a while to realize what it was, because it just seems like, it seemed like a big giant moth or a butterfly or a hawk moth or something. But there's a difference in the sound of the whooshing when they go by, because they have that skin on their wings. They have it like a skin, and the whooshing is a much deeper sound. I'm like all experienced now about bats that fly past your head. So anyway, it was very cool. And the bat ended up sitting somewhere up here for a long time. And I just stood here and talked to the bat while I was having my coffee. And it was really cool. And I left the door open. And eventually that day he did leave. And then he went on back to his colony. But I've always kind of thought of this as sort of my wintertime bat cave. So this year I definitely wanted a bat. And so my husband, I was busy making that video that y'all, some of you saw, my high-flying witchy videos. So I was busy playing with all the animatronics at Spirit Halloween, and my husband tracked down this bat. So he was only $7.99. He's really, really cute, though. He has the cutest face ever. He has a styrofoam body and a styrofoam head and a really soft hair on his ears and his head, and then he has really cool little feet. And I loved his wings because they actually do kind of look like skin. So, and he was only $7.99. And so now when I get something from Spirit Halloween, I tend to just leave the tag on it, because I don't know, I just do. That's just me. I'm weird like that. And the other thing that I got was a black light. Except I do have to lodge a complaint here. So I wish I could get in a time machine and go back to Spencer's 1970s and get one of those black lights, because any of you who are my age or close to it remembers black lights from the 1970s. Like, you had no secrets in the 70s under a black light, right? Like, every little piece of lint and every little strand of cat or dog hair would show up. And so you were kind of and we all had like black light posters and everything on our walls. And so your coolness level was sort of judged by how trippy your shirt was under a black light bulb, right? Okay. and how well your dental hygiene was. Yeah, all of that stuff shows up under black light. So we really kind of scored each other on our coolness levels because of our black light bulbs. And with these LED black lights, I'm not feeling the same vibe with these LED black light bulbs. It just doesn't quite take the cake. But it is a black light bulb and it is kind of cool. Some of you may remember that I used to have the big sound bar that's set up here. And that's my dad's cabin. And so underneath the cabin was the sound bar. And then those are my my voice activated Beat-O-Matic lights that change. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So they change according to sound. I left those lights in here, but I took the soundbar down because the soundbar is going to go in the new souvenir shop. So I took it down and put up this cool black light. And the dogs really love the black light vibe. So I would love in the comments, if you put down, if you were a child of the 70s like I was, tell me all about your room and whether or not your room was done in black lights and how cool all your posters were. Because we had Exorcist, we had Jaws, we had Psycho, we had, oh my gosh, we had everything. And so the other thing that I got was, I'll turn your camera around and show you. Okay, and so the other thing I got was glow-in-the-dark paint. So yes, they sold that also at Spirit Halloween. So I forgot to mention that I think the black light, the LED black light, was $35. And I don't remember how much the paints were. They were something like $12 or $13. And I am in the US. I don't even know if do y'all have Spirit Halloween in other places? I don't even know. So, okay, so what am I going to do with the black lights and the black light paints? Well, you guys know that I like doing nature photography, right? And so I like taking my own photos and then I print those photos out. And then I went ahead and got some stretch canvas because from what I've been learning, stretch canvas is the best. So I just picked these up at Walmart. These didn't come from Spirit Halloween, but the paints did. And I got another set of brushes and a really cool jar now to keep my brushes in. So I kind of like made a little impromptu art studio. And so on these stretch canvases with my black lights and my black light paints, I want to start doing my art for in here in the cabin. And I'm going to start with this picture just because I happen to be really into, whoops, sorry about the glare, into ambush insects right now. And so if you look at this candy stripe zinnia that I grew, right here in this little spot, let me find something so you can see them. That right there is an insect. And these insects crawl up inside petals. They web petals together and then they can change their color. I'm probably screaming into my phone. They can change their colors to match the petals of the flower that they climb into. So this guy made himself cream to match that cream. And I know you can't see it, but his legs are actually magenta, exactly like the stripes in that. And so, yeah, so that's a Missouri ambush bug. I don't even know the real name because I just discovered these last year. And this isn't the only type. There are others that look like the center of flowers. So anyway, I just want to start painting them myself. Flowers, butterflies, insects, and all of that in my black light, with my black light paints. And so on stretch canvas, so what you do is, I'll just quickly tell you, you take your black acrylic paint and you paint your whole canvas, and then you get yourself a white chalk marker or pencil, and then in the white chalk on top of the black paint, you do your outline, and then you just start painting. And I also got some glow-in-the-dark glitter for some of the spots, maybe in some of the butterflies' wings and things like that. All right, guys, that's what I did this year from Spirit Halloween. I'd love to hear all about, like I was saying earlier, about your guys' black light experiences. If you have any glow-in-the-dark stuff that you especially like, and tell me all about that down in the comments, because that was such a cool time. All right, you guys, I'm wishing you much love and light. Blessed be.